This is a video tour for 1713 North 579 Road. Just a quick view here of kind of like the neighborhood. You can see you're on a bit of a cul-de-sac. You've got a neighbor up here on a hill. And then this is the view of the other side here. So a little bit of a porch on the front of this house. You can see you've got some gapping in the boards above the porch that could probably use being sealed. The porch itself was clearly painted at some point, but has since worn off. You can see where there was some gapping by this door, and the seller put some caulking there and just kind of like spread it out, and so it's gathered some dirt over the years. Ring doorbell there. When I got here, the listing agent was here just kind of cleaning, and she let me know that the owner of this property is an elderly man whose wife passed away about a year ago. So he's been living here by himself since then. So I definitely feel like there's probably some cleaning that needs to happen, some maintenance as well. So this porch does have a little bit of a lean to it as I'm walking on it. Not sure if it was built that way to kind of run water off or if it's just settled this direction, but it's a pretty good lean as I'm walking across it. You've got standard composition press sort of siding here. And then we're gonna go inside the house, and so directly to my left is the living room. And then if you look forward, you can see that is actually access into the kitchen. And then there's stairs to my right with this chairlift here. So laminate flooring, older laminate flooring here in the front. And you can see that this is actually a second access to this bathroom on this main floor. So looks like they patched the ceiling there. Or maybe there was a wall here at one point. Maybe this was just a coat closet and it was extended into a bathroom. Hard to say. Wood look laminate flooring in this bathroom. Older sink, but pretty good sized little bathroom off the front here. Moving into the living room, you've got parquet flooring and a wood burning fireplace there on the far wall. So pretty good sized room, popcorn ceilings. Windows appear to be double pane and wood cased in the property. Fireplace has clearly been used, but could use a good cleaning, and I would say also an inspection before any use. We just tend to find that wood burning fireplaces need quite a bit of work to be viable for use often. So then this travels into what I would assume would be the dining room. Pretty large space here in the dining room. Okay, so then walking through the dining room, this is gonna bring us around to the kitchen. So older kitchen, older countertops and flooring, could use some updating. But pretty good size kitchen. And then you've got this extended countertop here that would be good, as well as what appears to be a pantry right here. And then a little desk space. As you can see, they've got a stackable washer and dryer here in this kitchen area. I'm not sure if there's another place in the house that could potentially be located, but that's where the gentleman has it currently. So we're gonna pop out this back door real quick so you can see the back porch. So this porch wraps around from the back side of the house. You can see that they just kind of like blocked off this area. I would guess at one point this potentially had stairs or something that went down, because now it's just like a piece of wood that's been kind of nailed in place. Bit of an overgrowth. Backyard space, you've definitely got a lot of green space back here, which I don't think belongs to this house. I think this house property line is kind of run along this fence line here. So here in the back, you can see siding doesn't look too bad, but this window is open right now, and you can see they kind of painted up on the trim around the windows. so then moving on this porch, and we're gonna see how this wraps around. Underneath here, you can see where paint is chipping off, and there's potentially a little bit of rot underneath that area as well. This whole area doesn't seem to be painted. I don't know if this is, I assume it was treated wood when it was put up. So continuing to walk towards this back porch, I do want to point out you've got some wood rot here that's kind of separated this pole that they just sort of like painted around. And then this brings you on to this back side porch of the property. This whole side of the chimney has cement hardy board on it. Right here, up this side. But that is not the same siding that's on the rest of the house. It's just on this chimney here, which makes me feel like this chimney was re-sided more recently than the rest of the house. I would guess they had some rot on it, and that's when they re-sided it. So here is the backyard space on this property, and this is the fenced-in area of the backyard space. You can see it's got, you know, quite a bit of just like wildflower growth here in the back. But there are also things like, you can see the flashing, they sort of nailed down and painted around. So this could use a transition strip. There's definitely a trip hazard right here. Okay. So then we're gonna move back into the house so that you can see the rest of that space. Okay. So back inside this kitchen, and directly in front of me is going to be access to the workshop and garage area. So here is electrical panel and the space that was clearly at some point used as like a workshop. You can see that it's all sheetrocked and mudded, but beyond that, not a lot's been done in here. But this could easily be finished out to become another space. You would just have to run, you know, AC and heat out here. Or, you know, again, a great shop like it's being used for now. And then this curves around into the 2-car garage here. I do want to point out that it doesn't appear that either one of these garage doors has an electric opener. So it looks like they're both manual open doors. Also, it looks like there's some water damage coming from behind this light fixture, so that's kind of strange. But there are just areas where like around the windows and stuff aren't completely finished and they're kind of gapped out. So, okay, this is a door that goes to the other side yard. And you can see you've got these little cement pieces by the house. I don't like this. And the reason I don't like it is because all this cement is tilted towards this foundation, which means any water that's landing right here is going directly towards the foundation and just kind of sitting on it. You can see where the cement has heaved in a couple places, and that's probably due to water. But there is a little shed out here on this side. Just a storage shed, and you can see there's like a little gravel drive area that leads to the storage shed. Storage shed is really quite nice. It doesn't have electricity, but it's got vents in it and really good storage, and it's held up very well. So going back towards the house on this side, again, it looks like, I mean, almost as if all the trim pieces that would have been on the outside of the windows just like aren't there. Gaps in between the siding, could use some caulking to fix those, but nothing super major. But again, just kind of some paint peeling issues. So far, my biggest thing is these cement blocks being tilted right towards the foundation is just not great for moving water away from the structure. Okay, so we're gonna go back through the workshop and into the kitchen again. Okay, so back inside the kitchen here, you do have a drop ceiling in this kitchen, which is interesting because you have popcorn ceilings in the rest of this downstairs area. So this goes into the basement, and we're gonna go ahead and do that since we are right here. So it looks like unfinished basement space, and they put like a pipe here for the handle leading down to the basement. Okay, so, yep, coming down the basement, it's just an unfinished, for the most part, storage area. So you can see where they've done things like patched in around this piping. I feel like I missed a light switch somewhere. Oh, right here. Okay, this might help. There we are. Okay. So, in this basement, what I will say is you've got a pretty decent crack running along this seam on the foundation. That seam looks like it was probably a pour seam initially, and the crack has just run down that line. So far, the rest of this foundation looks pretty good overall. And I'm not seeing any evidence of water anywhere on the floor yet. And it smells relatively dry down here as well. So full basement on this house, obviously lots of space here. And you can see there's the back door that goes underneath or on the outside to the backyard. And just for reference of where I'm standing right now, that section that I pointed out to you on the deck that I think at one point had stairs, that's where I'm at. So this is right underneath the kitchen door that I walked out of earlier. Bit of a hole cut into the wall there. I'm guessing they were probably trying to get to some electrical at some point. Sink, water heater, and furnace are all in the basement. And then there is this back room that it looks like they put a rug down in and painted the cement walls a bit. I do see where they put some expanding foam in the corners of some places, so in here at the bottom. So I'm guessing there was a bit of settling that happened there and they were just trying to fill those cracks. And you can see there's like a closet in here. So I would guess, I mean, this is an egress window. If this area was completely finished out, it could easily be another bedroom, but right now it doesn't count as finished space because it's got a cement floor that's not painted or anything. Okay, so then we're gonna go back upstairs now. Overall, I'd say this basement's in really pretty good condition. I'm not seeing a lot of cracking. It doesn't smell wet. Good amount of space for storage for sure. Okay. So, back up into the kitchen now. Okay, so I'm gonna turn about to my left, and to my right here you can see the other entrance into that bathroom that we saw off the front door. And now I'm gonna go upstairs. So I'm gonna pick this video up at the top of the stairs.